Watch how this shit drop. Yeah. Man, we've been doing this for quite some time, and we're gonna keep on keeping on, you know? Oh, get with it or stay away from it. But either way, we going to the top. Hey, we running over, I stand with getting better. You let it come and get falling so pandemic, you can't even afford coming over. Your petty presence is unimportant, so unimportant. No, I don't want you, I don't need you in my life. I feel like I'm crossed, I put that on God, and feeling like the top, feeling like the king. Everything you keep, it ain't really what it seems. Traveling, seeing all the world's problems, trying to tell you how we get it and how we can solve them. I'm on the top flight now, I came from the bottom. Ain't gotta check my credibility, they know I got them. Hey, minute over, I still getting better. You let it burn me in the falling so pandemic, you can't even afford coming over. Your petty presence is unimportant, so unimportant. No, I don't want you, I don't need you in my life. Making every day for paper. Day by time's coming. Time's coming. Better make it rain, was it any green? Better make it rain, was it better make it rain? Better make it rain, was it any green? Better make it rain.
So high that certain people can't even be around you because your energy is so strong. Vibrate so high that anybody that's wishing to do evil upon you, it shall be revealed. Vibrate so high that any evil entity feels uncomfortable in your presence.
You said that when interviewed that the crime you committed was due to underlying situations. What were those underlying situations?
The toxic relationship that I was in and the stress that I felt from realizing that I was in a situation that I couldn't control.
Okay. So you were in what you described as an unhealthy relationship.
Salute everybody. We back at it like crack addicts. It's your boy Boss Cross, big CEO across your heart. I got my man King of New Jersey in the building. And man, we gonna break down some of these reactions, you know, maybe get one or two of them pretty disgusting and it's right, man, when it comes to, again, I tell people these kids and we don't know what these people do when it comes to them going to jail and they trying to get out for parole. So salute to you, man. You got anything you want to say on that?
Bruh, it's sickening, man. The niggas should even make it out of jail, really, to be honest.
Facts.
Somebody should have been outside. Somebody should have been outside that dude, man. These dudes, you want to extort people, extort these type of dudes, man. Run in their lockers, right. Beat them up, make them y'all whores in prison. You dig what I'm saying?
No, that's real fact.
Parole.
No, that's real fact. Because like you said again, at the end of the day, people don't realize the effect that they have. And like I said, on the kids, and we'll get to this one right here. Now, this guy right here did the unthinkable for people that don't know. Now, he's up for parole. The sad part, he only got 8. He done 6, but he did 6 or something. They're going to break it down. Mac Mizzle, salute. Well, he's on for parole, and he wants to get up for parole on an early conviction that he had. Serving SAing an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old little girls. And the reason why he said he did it, it was his girlfriend's daughters. And that was his way of getting back on revenge. Crazy.
Check this out. This dude sound like Hassan Campbell, African Bambaataa. All them niggas over in one, bro.
Yeah, facts.
There's no excuse for that, bro. No excuse, man.
No excuse. So we're going to get into this right now. Salute to everybody coming in. Mac, we see you in the building. Everybody, salute the people coming in here. We're going to get into this.
Salute, my boy.
So let's peep this out. So this is where he's coming up for parole. Big back. Salute.
So today, record reflects a parole eligibility date of June 6, 2024. There is no victim input in this case. There is an offender accountability plan for the offender. It has been reviewed. It shows the offender has completed the following programs: short track sex treatment program and domestic violence program. Utilizing the statewide collaborative offender risk evaluation system, the offender's overall score falls within the high grade of risk for recidivism. If utilizing the static 99R, the offender's overall score for sexual offense recidivism falls within the low range. Mr. Trent, this is your opportunity to express to the board why you believe you should be granted parole. You may begin.
I thank you very much for giving me the chance to speak. I very much understand this is a privilege, so I also thank you for the chance to prove myself worthy, for the chance of having the long road of redemption laid out of me as a free man, God willing. Long before being locked up for my actions, I found myself in a state of self-loathing, contempt even. I understand my actions were vile, and I hated that I let anger from my situations make things so much worse for others. I didn't see how it was possible until I haven't taken these classes and haven't reflected on everything. Now I see how a string of situations and my feelings led to actions that should have never happened in the first place. I wish every day that I could undo it all, but sadly all I can do is be sure that all I can do to make sure it's never possible again is continue treatment once I'm out. I have a great support system around me that I'm blessed with. I have many things to keep me busy with once I'm going to be released, as well as 3 business ideas, one of which I'm currently.
Yes, sir.
This nigga wrote an essay, bro.
Yeah.
If he really meant that shit,
come on, man.
He went no paper for that shit, bro.
That's right. That's why I said it's. I mean, it's crazy, man. When you see how these people, and I'm glad you broke that down. You're gonna see a lot of them doing it, almost like cookie cutting, because the boy gonna understand. And like I said again, and you hit it on the head, man. He ain't got notes, not for them victim little girls. You reading that off of paper, bro. At this point, you know what you should have did and what you shouldn't have done. Like, come on, bro. Just, man, I effed up, man. I'm a sick person. He should have told him, man, honestly, I don't even really need to be on parole. Y'all should send me back and let me do my time because I did the crime. Piece of crap. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I said, yeah, no, you're right. Let's keep going. This is crazy. It's going to get crazy.
Already. I'm highly motivated to be accomplished and be the best father possible for my children, which currently desperately need me. So I humbly beg for you the chance to prove myself sooner rather than later. Again, thank you for this chance to speak.
Thank you very much, Mr. Trent, for your opening statement. I appreciate your taking the time out to write down your thoughts. And I mean, I heard you talk about your children who desperately need you. Isn't one of your children a victim?
No.
Okay, so you have one daughter that's older, right? An adult?
Yes.
So
Yes.
what other children are you referring to?
My other child was just recently born during my incarceration.
And how old is that child?
She is 2 years, 9 months now.
So we're going to take some turns asking you questions. When we're done, we will deliberate and give you our decision. Ms. Turner, we'll start with the questions.
So, Mr. Trent, I know that you haven't taken the Voices program, but I didn't hear you say anything about the victims of your crime.
I definitely acknowledge the damage that my crime has inflicted on others. I shortly excerpted that in the letter that I've written, but I definitely understand now the classes, the damage that has been done, and the fact that I have to live with that.
Okay, so
try to redeem myself as well as the victims have to live with that.
What do you think the damage was?
Mental misplacement of trust from my actions, as well as having to deal with the memories for the rest of their lives.
Man, I'm gonna stop right, boy. Man, just look at his face, bro. He don't believe that. He trying to do whatever he can to get out of this situation.
And the funny thing is, this nigga look like my man from Virginia.
Man, hey, it's weird you see the same thing. I said, man, it's like somebody I know from VA, man. Yeah, trust man trust man is not in their vocabulary. Yeah, it can't be in their vocab. Salute Street Media TV.
Street Media TV,
so
salute,
trauma.
bro.
Yes, ma'am.
Hold up, let's Street Media TV know what happened.
Flashbacks, anxiety.
Okay. So basically, Street Media is coming out of Connecticut, where they're breaking down And this is like the parole board. And these are people that have done like heinous crimes and trying to get early parole, right? So this guy in this situation, he was dating a female. They were having problems at the home. Allegedly, he felt like his only way to get back revenge was to SA the 8-year-old and the 10-year-old's daughter, the two daughters. And now he's trying to justify it coming above the parole board because now he wants parole now. And he feel like he done all these classes. He feel like he should be paroled. And like me and Bourne said, you know, what anybody else say is like, hell, do you think, I think he should be in there forever. A lot of them, man. So I've been watching a lot of this because we don't understand. It's, you know, everything happens in the 5 to 10 year rotation. So you got to remember, every 5 or 10 years, somebody's coming out. So these are the people that are coming out now. Yeah, facts, caper, salute. Yeah, these are the people that are coming out now before the parole board asking for forgiveness and leniency to what they done to these babies. So we're going to keep going. So check it out.
Mental misplacement of trust from my actions, as well as having to deal with the memories for the rest of their lives.
So that's trauma?
Yes, ma'am.
Flashbacks, anxiety, probably some self-harm involved because they're trying to, at a, you know, still young age, figure out what happened to them.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, crimes that have no real explanation other than, you know, the selfishness of the perpetrator. So in court, you declared your innocence. So now you are taking responsibility for your crimes?
Yes, ma'am. I declared my innocence against the nature in which crimes were divulged. It wasn't to that extent, but I am definitely doing all that I can. I've taken these classes. I've admitted to my actions as far as my recent review before this hearing, what my actions were.
So let me just see if I've got all the facts correct.
Right.
So you were on probation at the time you violated these two children, ages 8 and 10. You were on probation for strangulation, unlawful restraint, and threatening.
Salute.
No,
And for that, you've taken the domestic violence program?
I was not on probation at the time of the offenses. That was the domestic
Check on that.
happened, and then I came out and was on probation.
Yeah, you had 3 years of probation
Salute,
for the
Monique.
2017 strangulation for which you served 6 months.
Right. And I never went back to the house after I was released.
Okay. So while you were committing acts of domestic violence against the children's mother, that's when you were also violating the girls and telling them that if you doing this to them kept you from hitting their mother.
That was never the case. The domestic
What?
situation only happened one time,
No,
and there was only one incident of that.
I
There
know,
was
I
never any
know.
prior-
We're going to stop. We're going to get into this. Salute, drama queen. No
Big
case
thoughts
can
out,
erase the
salute, drama queen,
damage he
salute.
has done. And what, yeah. You see what I'm saying? Like, come on, dog. See what I'm saying? Does in a lifetime for those. That's what I'm saying. Now, what you want to say, Born, with that? You heard what he said. He told them kids, I'm doing this to y'all so I don't have to beat on your mama. Man, that's a sick ass dude.
No, he's definitely a sick dude, but I'm gonna tell you something, man.
Yeah.
Dudes like this shouldn't even make it to parole hearings, bro. Real talk, bro.
No, that's what I be saying. I don't get it. And you think about it, a person can get caught in the street for trapping and get a whole 50 piece of years, and these dudes are he got 8 years for doing this to them, to an 8 and a 10-year-old, and he's looking to get early parole. Now he got 8 years for doing that to them kids over and over, and now because he don't want to be in there. And like we said, half them weirdos being PC anyway.
And
Yeah.
you got to think about this too, man. The funny thing you got to think about this. Yo, you get caught with drug charges, bro. Robbery charges.
Fact.
Bro, even murder charges.
Fact.
Get more time than people as pedophile little kids, man. Some pedophile babies. That shouldn't be. I think murderers should get less time than pedophiles, bro.
You're absolutely right. I'm with you on that too. Like I said, or they like they're doing in Texas, is castrate them. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. So let's keep going.
To that, and that's why I left the house after being released.
So you didn't coerce the children with the sexual offenses by telling them doing that to them kept you from hitting their mom?
No, ma'am.
So they just made that up.
I believe so, yes.
What?
Okay.
What you what?
So
He just said it. He just said that's what he told them.
you said that when interviewed that the crime you committed was due to underlying situations. What were those underlying situations?
The toxic relationship that I was in and the stress that I felt from
what?
Realizing that I was in a situation that I couldn't control.
Okay. So you were in what you describe as an unhealthy relationship with the mother of the children, and your way of dealing with that was sexually violating these young girls?
Yeah, it's not an excuse, but that was the result.
I gotta stop there, God. We gotta stop. Ooh, I'm getting hot. Sloop Prince. Hey, Chris John up in the building. Man, this is a guy.
My little brother in the building, yo. Chris John, come on in. I want you to say something about that, bro.
Yeah.
You know we're from Jersey.
Yeah,
I'm gonna send you a link, Chris John.
Yeah, this is crazy, bro. In his mind, how does he think this man, he's this in his 30s, that you could do that and you 8 and 10, you sick anyway, bro. You wanted to do that anyway. All the stress and what I was going through and all this other stuff. Nigga, you were supposed to leave. Yeah, right? Big Back said he was already stalking them kids. That's sickening. Yeah, bro.
Right.
Like, come on, gang. Oh, right, man. It's crazy. Let's keep going, y'all.
No, that was a choice you made. Because that was the choice you made. Because any other reasonable thinking person in a relationship that they found to be unhealthy would remove themselves from the relationship.
Fact.
Not choose to cope by sexually violating prepubescent children.
I agree.
So you have 3 standing criminal protective orders against you.
Salute.
Tell me what you understand that means.
No contact at
all.
My
boy.
But
not through a third party, not through social media, not friending them. Okay. So why would you choose, while incarcerated, to make Pruno to sell to other inmates?
So not only that, as soon as he get in there, he get caught. Dumbass get caught selling motherfucking hooch. Why he on probation and he done all this? And like I said, I just don't get it. How the hell, like, boy, it's crazy, ain't it?
Man, it's not just crazy, man.
Salute Momo.
Man, bro.
This is crazy, bro.
Just put me in the cell with that nigga for one day, bro.
That's what I'm saying. That's the dude right there. You supposed to at least let him go out in the yard. He's supposed to go in the yard. Anybody would take a charge to go in the hole to put their hands on him. Like, I know that. Man, I do it. Man, come on. Let's keep going.
I was being idiotic. I was desperate for having something extra to eat. And at the time, I thought the idea wouldn't be that bad of a situation. And it turned out that it was very idiotic.
Well, it's beyond that, sir. It's destructive. Because there are actually people there in the facility who are working to address their own addiction to substances. And by producing and circulating Pruno, you are undermining the recovery of potentially dozens of people there in the prison. So you get a Class A contraband ticket in March of 2022, and you do the same damn thing in May of 2023. You probably did it throughout that whole period, but you got caught again in May of 2023.
See, that's what I'm saying. How do people like this get breaks? Come on, Chad, help me understand, men born understand this. How do people like this get breaks? Not only he done did this to a child, he gets 6 to 8 years on this. Then on top of that, he gets caught with Pruno, hooch, jailhouse liquor. Then right after he get caught with he get caught with the liquor again. All while he in jail, bro. What? They just tried to do what? They breaking who they tried to kill. What? Oh, snap. We need to pull that up then if that's the case. Salute Christian in the building.
Yo, what's going on, bro?
Street media just said, street media said they tried to get at Trump again.
Hold on. Let me get a camera real quick. Let me know Christian knows something real quick. Yo, when I see you, bro, it's hands and feet, my nigga.
He says hands and feet, huh?
Dang, man, I'm gonna get all that, man. Damn, man.
See what I'm saying? That's crazy, bro. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, so we gonna that's crazy, ain't it, Chris John? So this dude right here, man, he's actually is up for parole out of Connecticut, and that he basically he done did everything. He did all types of shit, but he for revenge, he SA'd his girlfriend's 8-year-old and 10-year-old for revenge.
Damn, for revenge? Damn.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's crazy, yo. So we're gonna get into this. I'm gonna hear what you got to say about it. Let's keep going.
Yes, man. The second time it was for myself, but it doesn't excuse the behavior.
No, it doesn't. So by the looks of it, you need an addiction services program, especially if you're making Pruno to cope with being in prison. You should probably take a fatherhood program if you're going to hope to have any contact with your daughter when you're out of prison and on the sex offender registry for 10 years. And you clearly need the voices program. Pause. So I hope you'll make the most of the time remaining before you go out to 20 years of prison.
There you go.
Yo, a sex offender registry over 10 years, that's been for life, bro.
Yeah. It should be for life. I'm telling you, bro, these laws for these kids is so messed up, bro. That's why I always say, bro, the kids don't have a say so when it come to these type of people, these sick individuals, bro. Is you got to be a sick ass person, bro, to do people like that. I mean, and doing babies like that, bro. I mean, they ain't did nothing to you. And then you always talking about you need this and I was under stress and I was frustrated and I was young.
Hold on. Monique Hill, we don't know if the mother knew what was going on.
Yeah, the mother needed. Yeah, we don't know that. Yeah, we don't know that. I think that the mother also sent to keep them in there, if I'm not mistaken, Monique. I'll be
right back, y'all. I'll be right back.
10 years on the sex offender registry and abide by the standing criminal protective orders against you. But I'm interested to hear what my colleagues have to say.
Thank you, Ms. Turner. Ms. Palmieri?
So, Mr. Trent, I just have a couple of follow-ups. So on the evaluation for the domestic violence program, you said that you stated in group that some of the domestic violence didn't apply to you. What did you mean by that?
See, listen to this part.
What was discussed in the group?
Y'all listen to this guy right here.
A lot of the things that were being discussed as far as the brutality that was being done, which we were doing in a lot of the classes that we were going through, I did not agree with at all, for the simple fact of I've never reached that level So I disagree with a lot of what was being implied as to my reason for taking the class.
Did you find any of the class useful, helpful?
Yes, yes. I learned a lot of cognitive distorted thinking and how being very selfish can lead to the aspect of not considering another's feelings, whether it's yelling, arguing, screaming, getting physical, and
news that we want to get to right now, and that is this. I'm going to share with you some tweets right here as we're learning that multiple shots were fired at Trump National Golf Course. The Trump Vance campaign saying that, quote, President Trump is safe following gunshots in his vicinity. No further details at this time. That's from Stephen Chung, who is the Trump campaign communications manager, learning a little bit more information from a reporter at Politico as she was sharing that this happened at the Trump National Golf Club in West Palm Beach, where Trump is golfing today. So we're working to gather additional information, but I did want to share that breaking news with you at 2:41 Eastern, 11:41 Pacific, as the Trump campaign has sent a statement saying that President Trump is safe following gunshots in his vicinity. No further details at this time.
All right. I just wanted to play that.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Yo, Trump think he 50 Cent now.
Yeah, he's like, man, for real.
Man.
This is crazy.
Me.
So yeah, Max, so what we talking about, I just want to stop that for the breaking news. Shout out to Street Media TV for telling us about that. They was trying to get at Trump, so we know he good. 50 is still in the building. 50 is still in the building. You feel me? So what we're talking about right now, these guys that come up for the parole boards, and the way they mistreat these kids, these are people that are chesters, and they've done a lot of things, horrible things to kids, and they don't get that much time. People don't know that. They don't get that much time. Even a stereo.
Yo, bro.
And they get minimum security too.
Yo, bro, let me tell you something, bro. I know dudes that did this, bro, to get like 6 months to 18 months, the most, yo.
Yep.
They've been messing little girls and little boys since they was preteen, man.
Right.
2 years minus a day. Yep.
You don't get no time.
All right.
You selling drugs since you like 12 years old. When you get 18 of those, they give you 5 years on the max, bro.
Facts. So we're gonna go ahead and keep on going with this and hear what they gotta say about this parole thing.
Out to 20 years of probation, 10 years on the sex offender registry, and abide by the standing criminal protective orders against you. But I'm interested to hear what my colleagues have to say.
Thank you, Ms. Turner. Ms. Palmieri?
So, Mr. Trent, I just have a couple of follow-ups. So on the evaluation for the domestic violence program, you said that you stated in group that some of the domestic violence didn't apply to you. What did you mean by that? Some of what was discussed in the group, what?
A lot of the things that were being discussed as far as the brutality that was being done, which we were doing in a lot of the classes that we were going through, I did not agree with at all, for the simple fact of I've never reached that level.
Pause.
Right. Go ahead. I know you was gonna break that down. Go ahead.
You never reached that level, but you're molesting 8 and 10-year-old little girls.
Right. That's why I couldn't understand this dude.
That's 8 of them You sexually assault these 10-year-old little girls, and you never reached that level. Now, come on, man. Yeah,
See what I'm
somebody give me a
saying?
gun.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying. So let's keep going. So he don't feel like he been rehabilitated, but at the same time, he don't think he did no wrong. So automatically, he just feel like in his head, he did what he was supposed to do by instead of going to smash her auntie, her mama, her
her
cousins, her
sister.
sisters. Yeah, he went in, man, come on, man. This dude is a patio, and has mental. Yes, he does. He definitely does. That's why I say it's crazy. So let's keep going.
I disagree with a lot of what was being implied as to my reason for taking the class.
Did you find any of the class useful, helpful?
Yes, yes. I learned a lot of cognitive distorted thinking and how being very selfish can lead to the aspect of not considering another's feelings, whether it's yelling, arguing, screaming, getting physical, and how to remove yourself from a situation once you start feeling you're getting towards that.
Were you able to see yourself as being a person committing domestic violence?
Yes.
Against another?
I was able to see the victim's point of view. I was able to understand the
pause,
especially
pause. Bruh.
Go ahead.
You pedophile freakazoid. That's domestic violence when you molesting little girls, bruh.
That's what I thought.
That's domestic violence. That's torture. Come on, man.
And Monique said a class teaching to be a child, a Chester. What? Like, come on, bro. Like, what you think about that, Mac?
It's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
He's trying to like empathize, but he has no empathy.
No, he don't. What you think, Christian? What you think about that? Matter of fact, Christian, while we're here, make sure you shout out because I know you dropped some new stuff. You got it with the, and I love that Benny the Butcher one. The game. You got a plethora of your catalog's crazy. So make sure you shout out and let people know what you're doing too while we're in the middle of doing this as well.
Oh yeah, we shooting for 2025 to drop the new project. Gonna have Chris Brown, Jada gonna be on there, Bust Rhymes. Game gonna be on there. Lil Wayne gonna be on there.
King of New Jersey gonna be on there.
You got my family on there. DMX, we got a verse from DMX.
What?
Wow,
that's solid. That's solid. For real.
Who else, man? Nip. I think Nip we try and get a verse from Nip too.
Damn. Oh, that'd be love. That'd be nasty.
Some unfinished music he got. So yeah, it's gonna be a good project, bro.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. 2025.
Y'all. Yeah, you need to get 50 and Biggie on there too, man.
It's hard to get in contact with. I tried to get in contact with 50. It's hard to get in contact with him.
Yeah.
Yo, and it's East Side to the day we got East Coast, baby. Stand up,
baby. All right, so let's keep going and break this down.
Of when I would get mad and the things that I would say.
And then my other question to you is, you made a comment, and I'm not 100% sure where I read it, that the children may or may not have seen things on your phone. What did you mean by that?
Listen to this part right here. This is crazy.
I was very careless with my phone a lot of the time. And I would be on my phone looking at solicited things, and I would get up and absentmindedly leave my phone alone. Sometimes I would come back. I wouldn't remember if it was on the screen still or not, but there were times where they would have my phone after I left the room, came back in, and then they're on games.
So were there inappropriate things on your phone that the children should not have been witnessing?
And there were very well, probably more than likely that was the case.
Wow.
Thank you, Mr.
Great.
Trent. I can support there.
Thank you, Ms. Palmieri. Give us a few minutes to talk about your case, Mr. Trent. I have to be
Sorry,
honest and
lured them
say
in,
that what you're saying here today is completely different than what I've read. When the officer asked you about your responsibility for your case, you told him that you disagreed with it and that you just copped out to the charges. But now today you're saying, it's almost like you're removed from the situation. I feel I'm remorseful for the situation or something.
Right. Facts.
So it's concerning to me. But give us a few minutes to talk about your case, sir, and we will give you all the decision. Go ahead, Mr.
Mr. Trent, so you sit here today and you are accepting responsibility for the harm you caused these young children in violating them sexually?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so when are you going to tell your mother that you did commit these crimes?
My mother knows.
Oh, okay. When did you tell her?
I told her right after realizing that I needed the help.
When was that? While you were inside?
Yes.
In prison?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Because she was supporting you so strongly before you were sentenced and absolutely certain that you did not do the things that you were charged with. So, she's going to continue to be part of your support network and also perhaps a connection to other children in your life. She needs to be aware that you actually did harm these children. Okay.
I understand. Upon taking the class, there was a moment in which I even relayed this in class that everyone now knows, and everyone has decided to stand by me because they see that I'm trying to do something about it.
Aren't you fortunate for that? So on to deliberations. So Mr. Trent has a criminal history that involves convictions in Georgia and domestic violence. He's got the sex offender registry, standing criminal protective orders against him, and 20 years of probation ahead of him. So I think, as I pointed out, there are plenty of programs he can avail himself of while he continues with this period of incarceration to prepare him to be successful when he's back out in the community. The fact that he was doing the things he was doing to harm children with the, unbelievable justification of a, toxic relationship and then coming into prison and manufacturing a crew note of, to get money on his commissary account. It's just insane. So it's a no for me.
Thank you, Ms. Turner. Ms. Palmieri.
I also do not find Mr. Trent suitable for parole today. Ms. Palmieri reports the nature and circumstance of the offense, for the partial responsibility for the offense. And as you pointed out earlier, his version is varies from what the actual documents provide.
Okay. All right. So the reasons for denial are evidence of offender change.
Right. Oh, hold on. Nature and circumstances.
Yeah.
Offense on probation.
Yeah.
Poor institutional adjustment.
Yeah.
Inadequate evidence of offender change. Yeah. And I had inadequate release plan.
With regard to Jordan Trent 421-300, I move that his request for discretionary parole be denied for the following reasons. There's inadequate evidence of offender change. You have an inadequate release plan.
George, it's
the nature and circumstance of your offenses were committed while they were on probation, and your poor institutional adjustment as evidenced by the disciplinary infractions. You will not receive a new hearing. I just want to acknowledge for the record that your mother did submit a support letter on your behalf. Is there a second to the motion?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. All right, Mr. Trent, you will receive all of this in writing. We wish you the best of luck, sir.
George, I sent you the link, bro.
Yeah. So So just that one, that's one of them right here. We'll get to another one. So what y'all think about that, man? Just imagine these dudes, and he trying to get out. He has no empathy. That he kept, like she said, kept removing himself from the situation and kept saying what he did wrong with his family.
Right, right.
Like, come on, bro. I got this other one I want y'all to see, and then we'll get into it. We'll break that down too. Let's go. Listen to this guy.
First and foremost,
let's look at Nas brother right here.
Problem.
It's who?
This nigga with Nas brother right here.
Right. So with this guy right here, this guy was saying, I forgot who it was, but it was a little girl, and I think it was his niece or cousin or somebody. But he said they told him, and he said she was very persistent, and they was like persistent. It went on for years. So I'm just gonna let y'all know with this one. Y'all tell me what y'all think.
Person, I'm not a troublemaker. The first time I've ever been incarcerated, failed.
And he's on parole now.
I fully accept that what I did was wrong. No, it was not a wise decision. And in that respect, I believe that I should be granted parole because first I have a child in DCF custody and needs me as a role model in their life. Because the mother did not show concern to keep them safe. I do not want to lose my child in my life. I also want you to know I'm a good person and no danger to the community. This is my first time in jail. I will do what it takes to stay out of jail.
Salute. Hold on first. We got Street Media TV in here. We got my guy, one of the kings that be pushing on the movement, loving the movement you got, man. I saw you with the kids, the babies, your boys, everything. Saw y'all at the games, all that stuff, man. So salute to you, King. And I know you're going to have something to speak on it too. I know Born's going to speak on what my man was about to say, but salute to you.
Thanks, man. Peace to the panel.
Salute, bro. Salute,
Peace.
Yo, this cocksucker pedophile is blaming the mother.
You got to watch the tone. Don't mess up my money now. Don't mess my money up. Yeah, don't mess his money up, bro.
It's my money too. It's my money too.
I know that. Let's don't mess the bag up. Yeah, don't mess the bag. But no, I feel what you're saying. No, go ahead.
Right. How you gonna blame the kids' parents for them trust you and their kids, and they don't think you know what they're like? It's you family, bro.
See what I'm saying? And like you said, said something and you peeped the game, boy. Remember the first one? What did the first one do when he first came in there? Reading the paper. You even said it. He was like, yo, bro, that ain't even heartfelt. He's just reading the paper. He don't care. He trying to do whatever it takes to get out of there. And it was sick, man, because, man, that's the problem with us. And that's the reason why I'm showing this is because, like I said, every cycle goes around. So you got to remember, we sit around and we talk about these serial people that do stuff and people that eat people. But then we also got our own personal culture of serial people that do some very wicked and undermining stuff. And the justification doesn't match up with supposed to be the intellect or logic that they have. And that's why I say I expose this, because we got to see this. Yeah, we got to see this. So
George, what you think about it, George?
He just mentioned something that was important that's not talked about in our community. And I've been to city meetings, speaking on kids that's in the youth study center, and that's in like the juvenile prisons, undiagnosed intellectual disabilities in our community. That first guy, he's a prime candidate for a person with intellectual disability. They don't have the intellect or the understanding to
empathize
or break down consequences of actions the way that we do. And in our community, it's severely undiagnosed. Other communities, they diagnose it right away, or when a kid gets in trouble. So when you see this kind of stuff, when that guy was talking, I don't even think that he didn't have empathy. I can really look at his face because I've been studying this for 12 years because my son has intellectual disability.
Right.
Some things he clearly didn't know what the hell they was talking about. Like couldn't conceptualize what they was trying to say with the severity of his crime.
Fact.
So that's why I tell people, look up just Google intellectual disability in the Black community and look at the numbers, because we actually have to go to court to represent certain kids, because these kids is getting locked up for crimes, right?
That's
and
right.
They're not getting proper diagnosed, but they're getting sentenced. So
That's
when I seen him talking, he did something real bad, but I could see his intellectual ability, because when the way he was engaging in the questions, oh man, he
throwing, like you say, he thrown off. He way out of there.
But you gotta think about this too. Niggas know how to fake it to make it, bro. Some niggas dudes don't have intellectual abilities. They play dumb, they play crazy so you can get less time and get to the mental hospital, and they come home and do the same shit.
I agree with you, but you know what it is? You know what it is though? When you've been studying this for so long, you can read a person by their face movement and the way that they respond.
That's right.
That's right. Right. And what happens is, I've sat in courtrooms with what we do, and I've seen these children, and I've argued them for it, because I've seen kids that commit murder, they molest, they rape, and we see the severity of the crime. But then you do a thorough, what you have to do is you have to do a thorough investigation to actually prevent this from happening again with other children. And you get a chance to see, like, man, this, no matter what reason you give them, they really don't understand what the hell you're talking about. They only conceptualize what they hear in their own head. That's why his mind, I don't know about this dude, but in his mind, he wasn't getting none of that shit that they was talking about. He just wanted to get out. They told him he wasn't getting out, how he dropped his shoulder, because he can't even conceptualize what he did.
That's right. That's true.
Watch when they tell him why he wasn't getting out. He like, but where's the he not one time did you hear him say, man, I'm so sorry for what I did, man. I can't believe I really he didn't do none of that.
He didn't do none of that. Like they say, he removed himself from the situation, saying, and he said he felt bad about the people he cared about was affected, but not about in the whole duplicity of everything. Everything was disregarded.
They need to cut through the thing off.
I'll say this, I'll say it out in here. I believe, don't get it, let's not get it twisted. I believe that anybody that hurt elderly people, children, or rape a woman, the penalty is death for me. That's the death.
That's a fact.
But when I look at this, and because of what I do at my work, I've seen it. He's a prime candidate, because it don't just have to be a person for rape. Anybody watching this, it could be your son. If your son if your son or your daughter never got an assessment of intellectual disability, especially if they got them shots, please get it, because I'm telling you, they don't reason the way that we reason. And I saw it when they told him, look at the severity of what he's locked up for. He literally believed in his mind that he was going to get. So y'all gotta pay attention to all this stuff.
Yep.
That's all I'm saying.
No, you're right. You're right. You hit everything. You hit everything on the head, George, because they don't realize that it's like the old saying is like a deer in the headlights, because it's like you're staring in an empty soul of a person, and you're trying to figure out what you don't comprehend, and that's what's scary. But then, like on the other side, like Bourne said, he's smart enough to figure out, I'm trying to get on parole either. And really, a lot of them do that. They go through their first time of parole to see really what they need to get out.
But see, I want people to understand that's two different things. That's like they know right from wrong.
That's crazy.
Right. They know right from wrong, but it's the ability to intellectualize certain situations when you're in. So I'll just say this, right? I'll just say this. To me, he deserves the punishment. But if you notice, whenever little white Johnny or something do it, you ever hear them how they say they put the arm around him. They make sure they get all the assessments. They say that he has a mental health issue. They don't do that with none of us. We just criminals.
That's right.
Let me tell you something, bro. When I was a kid growing up, I had an intellectual disability. Yeah. I was violent. I was beating niggas up, shooting niggas, doing what I did. You know what I'm saying? Right. I was violent when I was a kid. But as I got older, I grew past that. That intellectual disability, people say they don't know what they're doing. They know what they're doing, bro, because I knew what I was doing. I just didn't care.
Facts. No, you're absolutely right. That's
I
what
just
people
didn't care, bro. Well, I got cousins that was on the small buses growing up. You know what I'm saying? Right. And they smart as hell, and they striving now.
Yeah, but I agree with that to a certain extent because I had certain things too. But this is all I'm saying because I don't want to move this way. But all I'm saying is, in our community, amongst us, it's a problem. It's a big problem. And when you sit in these courtrooms and you see these kids who has learning disabilities, like they like 17 but on the 5th grade reading level, but they can come outside and get girls, they can interact, they can have conversations with you, but they don't have the intellectual capacity that you do. It's kind of like you can figure something out and they'll go finish it for you. Like there's a whole bunch of stuff that come with that on the streets. And then when you see criminality happen, we're just criminals. They don't do that with their group. So what I'm saying, when I was watching him and I was watching, he was not taking responsibility for certain things. That's common sense. That's not normal, because
that's right.
Because even the criminal that want to get over, he'll come in and say all the right shit. He wasn't even saying the right shit.
Right.
He wasn't even saying the right stuff to get himself out. That's how I know something's wrong. Like, I've been doing this for a long time. I see it. And you turn around, you're like, why did you just say that? They don't
why you say that?
They don't know what you're saying. They don't even understand what
they don't get it. No, you're right, because you're right, George, because I do the same thing here with the schools. I mentor all the kids. I go to all the schools and talk to all the kids in school suspension. And when you're talking to them, you're absolutely right. They can interact with anybody. And the sad part, they interact with the teachers where they don't know no better, but the teachers do know. But until, like you said, you get them by yourself and you just ask them a simple question, boy, they go all off left field. You just like, man, you don't get it. But
he was in serious trouble, right? And they was asking him some serious questions, and look at the way he was responding. He wasn't even smart enough to make the right to say the right stuff to get himself out of trouble. That right there, I saw it because I was in court with a guy that was locked up for 2 shootings. And when he sat down and you put the pressure on him and he had to speak, first he was lying. But once you got him to have to intellectualize what it was that he was trying to say, he couldn't do it. So all I'm saying is that when I saw that and I see him in trouble, and then the stupid answers he was giving them when they didn't give him parole, he was like this. I said, yeah, he's a candidate. I see it. I see it.
He ain't get it. He ain't get it. He got to go back to the cell.
King might have had issues, but he still had the ability to intellectualize certain things.
That's right.
Say, I'm not going to do this. A lot of these kids, man, that be sitting on wreck chases and all that, man, they be having all kinds of issues, man.
That's right.
But with that being said, though, for me, because of what I do for a living, he deserves death. But I can't help it. My brain, when it comes to children, going to the prevention business.
That's right.
So I can't help it. So that's my goal.
It's like the gift. Well, it's like, what it is the gift and the curse, because then you just don't automatically bluntly point the finger. You know that's a problem, but then you say, wait a minute, there's another side to this coin, because we can't just look at this side. What got this person to this? We got to figure that out. And that's where we, like you do and the stuff I do, we have to get to the root of the problem, because this right here, like you said, sitting here and just imagine, I wouldn't, man, they couldn't get me on there to say, hey, you gonna talk for him, man. I ain't talking for this. Yeah, he need to be up in this bitch. He need to get his life together. But let's go. Go ahead.
Remember, we see this case here, and this guy, to me, like I said, this guy right here deserved death for me. But there's thousands of other young men out here and girls out here like them. How can we get to them and prevent it before it happens? We got to do it by having knowledge, and we got to be able to see, because it could be my daughter tomorrow. It could be King's child. So guess what though? It come from your loved ones or people close to you. So we have to be able to recognize certain things. That's all I'm saying. That's why I respond in the way I respond, because
I'm saying you responded, bro. I respect, but I gotta do the asshole about the situation, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because we gotta be aware. Like I'm telling you,
we gotta be held accountable. We gotta be held accountable for everything we do.
But see, the thing is, my thing is, before we understand accountability, we gotta have awareness. Like it was a kid. That's right. It was a kid. Born, you down here. I mean, King, you in Philly. So
yeah, West Philly, yeah, true.
Yeah, it was a kid that shot up a barbecue, and he shot like they shot like 12 people. When they got
in West Philly, yeah.
When it was a couple, when they got the 17-year-old boy in the courtroom, they found out he was a leader of the gang. He could articulate himself to some point, but he was on like a 4th grade reading level.
See,
and he had people putting he had heart to do shit. So he had certain other people putting batteries in his back.
Yeah, true. Mm-hmm. But but you got to think about this too, bro. Even when you think about the rapper kid that got murdered out here in North Philly, the young rapper kid, what's his name? what's his name?
The most disrespectful, what they call, damn, Thomas. I gotta ask my son. We were just talking about it. We were just talking about it.
No,
but he got killed by a 16-year-old that was
17-year-old, yeah, 17-year-old kid.
Right.
Yeah, I seen that one.
They was in a game called Fast Break. But again, those kids, we'll get a chance to assess those kids.
But I'm gonna tell you something, bro. While working,
hold on for a minute. We got my man. We got another king on the panel. We got the hood blogger in the
another Philly nigga in the building.
Much respect, for
Philly
you on
deep
for the whole panel. Much love and respect. What's good, everybody?
Respect. Yeah, we really just breaking this down, and George was elaborating, and King. We're talking about a lot of times, a lot of people don't understand before these people get out, because we don't see them. We see them when they get out and they functioning. But if we really knew they behind the scenes stories, and then I talk about the mental health, where a lot of these men that you see normally, uncles, aunts, a lot of them got some messed up skeletons, dog, like they say. So I'm gonna play this one right here.
Before we start, I'm gonna say something real quick.
Go ahead.
When I was a kid, I think I was like in kindergarten, kindergarten, first grade. Now, my supposed godfather, he was molesting all the little girls. You know what I mean?
Right.
And he tried me when I was a kid, but I fought it off. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And people didn't understand. I knew the shit. I said the shit, but I was so young that I blocked the shit out. When I went to prison, one day I had a badass dream, and he was in a dream. You think what I'm saying? So when I got out of prison, the first time I got out of prison, I was home maybe a week, yo. It was Thanksgiving, and he came. My mother was like, "Oh, somebody want to see you." And I told the nigga, I'm like, "Bro, if I ever see you again, I'm gonna murder you, nigga. Don't come back to Jersey anymore." You dig what I'm saying? And that's how I felt. I was that serious. The only reason I didn't do it right there because I had no heat on me. I just came home.
Right. And you was probably more shocked mentally.
I was more shocked, like this nigga.
Yeah, like how you gonna come and speak to me knowing what you tried to do? So let's get into this video right here, and we're gonna analyze and break this
fully
down.
accept that what I did was wrong. No, it was not a wise
decision.
Let's
give a knowledge, brother, right here.
And in that respect, I believe that I should be grateful because first I have a child and you see her custody, it leaves me as a role model in their life. Because the mother did not show concern to keep them safe. I do not want to lose my child in my life. I also want you to know I'm a good person and no danger to the community. This is my first time in jail, and I will do what it takes to stay out of jail and out of trouble and finish my stuff that I need to keep a child in my custody and in my life. I made a very bad mistake and decision.
I know, right?
That put me in jail. I will not be back in jail for any reason of any kind.
What the hell?
I will not back in jail. Life watch. I want to watch her.
Pause real quick. Pause.
Again, like I said, I'm not in trouble.
You heard nothing yet. Y'all go really.
No, hold on.
This
nigga said there was a motherfucker. She ain't protect that kid.
Yeah, that's sick. That's what I'm saying, bro. Yeah, well, you ain't heard nothing. Just wait. You gonna get it.
Hold on. And it's messed up because the nigga look. This messed up because this nigga look my boy Pimp C, bro. Where's my like Pimp C?
Yeah, it's crazy. Let's keep going,
bro.
And I believe I can benefit the society and communities by doing what's right. And I've also put it in God's hands that
now nigga want God
take care of my child and do what needs to be done and be in the community with my heart and soul.
Okay, Mr. Mitchell. So we thank you for your opening comments, and we have questions for you. The three of us are going to take turns to ask you questions. And then when we're done, we're going to deliberate on the record and let you know what our answer is. And so I'm going to ask Smith or Mary to go for the question.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good morning, Mr. Mitchell. I appreciate your opening statement. Sounds like you put a little bit of effort into preparing that. I heard what you had to say, that you're hopeful to get parole so that you can take custody of your daughter.
Yes, ma'am.
And get back out in the community. I agree that in the Department of Corrections. You don't appear to have been a troublemaker.
No,
I
ma'am.
do. I'm looking at your offenses, though, and I have to share with you that your charges that you're here for today are of an incredibly serious nature. Aside from a loss of life, this is probably right at the top of having victims that will suffer their whole life. With that said, I did not hear much mention of the victim in this case or any remorse, much remorse.
I am sorry. I'm not, I'm nervous and I'm scared. I had other stuff in there, but I chose to, I don't know. I just didn't say it.
It's a crime.
What are you scared of?
Just scared in general of what, I mean, you know, I've got what, 4.5 left or 4 left. I'm worried of what's going to happen to my child. And you know, I didn't say that part that I was hardly sorry for what repercussions I caused in the situation and what got me in here. But I will, you know, I put it in God's hands, and that's, I mean, it's up to you guys to decide. But I'll do whatever it takes, whatever on the outside, see, you know, a therapist, whatever the case may be. And as far as being with the victim, I'm hardly sorry for what happened. I take responsibility for it. It was a wrong mistake, a stupid decision to even begin to think about that. And I hope that she can move on with her life, and the mother and her family can forgive me for what took place.
So I have a few questions based on what you just said. So when you say, I take responsibility, it was a mistake, it was a stupid decision. So very often, you know, a mistake is something that occurs 1 or 2 times, right? You shoplift, that's a mistake. It happens, you get in an argument with somebody, that's a mistake. Your offenses took place over a few years.
That's crazy.
They happened multiple times a week. You offended this person, the victim. Do you still think it's a mistake? And I'm going to just say, so you've been evaluated by special services for treatment in the community, and you participated in the short-term sex offender treatment program in the facility. So I guess we're expecting maybe a little bit more insight from you.
I don't know exactly what to say. Other than, like I said, I take accountability for my actions. Not to defer from that, but the young lady was very persistent. Also, she the mother and I were.
I'm gonna pause there. That really bothered.
He should have never said that.
Come on, bro. Come on, bro. She was real persistent. You hear that, George?
Yeah, now, see, that's what I'm saying. Now, watch this, right? Now, let's unpack that and break that down. Right? I tell people, take the emotion out of it for a minute, right? Let's just look at it like it's a blank piece of paper for a minute. He's in trouble, right? He's serious trouble. Something that could have got him a life sentence. He had time to sit down and contemplate and think about it, right? So he had time to look at the recourse, make recompense, all kinds of things, right? Look at the responses that he's getting based off the questioning that's coming his way. He's not normal in his head. This is not normal. When you did something wrong and you knew your mama was about to whoop your ass, you thought about all kinds of things that you can say to get you from getting that ass whooping, right?
That's right.
especially if your dad or your uncles was about to get you. Like you try to think of everything that you can do. Right now, he's on a hot seat and he's in a vulnerable position where he's trying
Rob's a peace fan.
and look at the answers that he's given. It doesn't go, and you know what reason why we saying like what the hell? Because it doesn't go along with normal intellect on what what you should say. That's how I'm trying to tell people they're not normal in their brains.
Yeah,
this is like we're looking at the answers like what? Something's wrong
Yeah,
here.
you could tell. Yeah, that's true.
Nah, you're right. If something's wrong, let's keep going. He right.
Having some issues as far as communication, as far as relationships, his status was concerned.
Yeah, can I stop you for a second, Mr. Mitchell?
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm gonna revert back to my colleague. You were talking about a 13-year-old and you were what, 37?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So Ms. Chance is bringing to your attention, I think, what all three of us are thinking.
Right.
That a 13-year-old cannot be very persistent when it comes to having a sexual relationship with somebody in their 30s, late 30s. And I'm going to go back to what I said to you a few minutes ago, is that having participated in the treatment program, part of the goal and of that program is for you to appreciate, that what your role in all that is, and not be blaming the victim, because you've done that sort of right along. You've blamed the victim right from the beginning, and nothing much has changed. And I'm sure having a young daughter, you can see why you cannot blame a 13-year-old for this offense. And that's what you just did.
Yeah.
Which kind of undoes all the treatment that you had.
There go that look. There's the look.
Now you see his face.
Yep.
Yep. You got to pay attention to all that kind of stuff. See, we learned.
I'm sorry for what happened. I can't take it back. It's already happened. I can promise you and guarantee you that it will not happen again. Like I said,
Pause it real quick. You know what he strikes me as?
What's that?
He's a person that struggles with what he's done, but he doesn't know how to control himself.
That's true. That's what I said too.
He doesn't have any control over whatever it is, and he feels bad after it happens, but he doesn't have the control.
No, and that's why he said he'll never do it again. What he was meaning was with that person. Yeah, he going to go find. Yeah, he going to find somebody else. Like you say, he cannot control that.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
You see, it's different aspects of it. It's different. It's different aspects of the sickness, and it doesn't just pertain to this. It pertains to a lot of different things. And when you watch people, what they do.
That's a fact. Hood, what you think about it?
I was just listening and trying to catch the drift on everything. For one, did they say what his original sentence was? Because I had tapped in kind of late.
Yeah, he was messing with a 13-year-old.
I didn't mean to cut you off. I know that was the type of case. Did they say how much time that he had before he went to come see this parole board?
No, I think he had 8. I think he was just like them. He had 8. Yeah, because he said he had 4 years left.
And that's the problem. The problem right there is the sentencing that they be giving these guys.
Yeah.
For a 30-plus-year-old man to do something to that, to a kid, is no correcting that person. You can't be 30-something, do that to a little kid, and think you send somebody to jail for 8 years and send them in some bullcrap program that they're gonna come out rehabilitated. There's no rehabilitating them. When you got people out here that's hustling, and I'm not, glorifying any type of crime.
It, right?
Yeah, I'm not condoning it, but you got people out here that's hustling, or they might jump over a doggone counter and take some money because they really need that money. It doesn't excuse it, but it's more of a reason where sometimes as a man, you be in a tight predicament, and you feel like you got to go get that money. However, but you got people that they giving people 40 years for hustling, non-violent crimes and stuff like that. But somebody like this, that's a true menace to society. They tap them on the wrist. It shouldn't be no parole board or nothing. They need to change the law, and they need to roof them guys with no parole board, no possibility of parole. Them type people don't deserve to be on the streets, because even though
go ahead, finish. I'm sorry.
It's all good. Even though you know they be giving these guys, for instance, say he would have went in the parole board, completed his program, and said the right things in there. The sad part is he would have got released, and he's gonna always be capable. To me, I feel like you can't take that out of a person. You dig what I'm saying? He's never to be trusted.
You just said something important though, and it go right along with what I've been saying the whole time. What the brother just said right here at the end. What about the ones that go in there that can intellectualize everything, say all the right things, go through all the tests, do everything perfect, become put the image of becoming model citizens, and go right back out there and do it again? That's how you know there's a difference between the two brothers, the two men that we just saw, and then those that's actually very, very intellectually intelligent but still do it. The problem that you have is you have judges, you have lawyers, doctors, all of them get in trouble for doing this, and these are
exactly sociopaths, yo.
So when you see him, to me, when I see the way he's responding, he strikes me as a person that he's so messed up he can't even hide it. He can't even deny it. Right? He's something. He struggles with what he's doing. That's why he's not hiding anything. He's telling you what his problem is.
What his problem? Yeah. That's real talk. Let's keep going. I like this.
I'm not a person that goes looking for trouble. I'm not a person that goes out there and says, I'm going to do this today. I'm going to do that today. I'm going to do this to this person. This has been my first time in jail. I know it's a very serious offense. I know it's.
What do you think makes it so? What do you think makes it so serious, Mr. Mitchell?
Right.
Watch his response.
The fact that there were relations with someone who is underage, number one. Number two, that was someone else's child. So that's first and foremost my child. Someone from whatever the situation that she's in DCF custody. I don't understand how the mother let that happen either.
There we go.
How the mother let the relationship between you and her daughter?
No. In my daughter's situation, how the mother didn't protect them or protect her.
See?
What?
I understand.
What is
that
he saying,
as an adult, as a person of age,
he molested his
age
own
of 21, should have known better, should have never ever considered or thought about it. Like I said, I fully take accountability for my actions. I'm hardly sorry for what the things that happened.
Hardly.
I like I said, I'm nervous. I don't know what to say. I don't. I am very sorry for the things that have happened and accumulated and got me here. It will never happen again. And whatever the case may be, when I get on the outside to see a therapist, to see whoever it is, to do what it is.
I hear what you're saying.
Be castrated.
And you have said all along it should not have happened. I guess the sort of our issue, sort of the concern when you say it won't happen again is that there doesn't seem to be a full and complete understanding.
You don't have a full, complete understanding
of the fact that the victim cannot be responsible in any way, any shape or form for for the offense. It's impossible.
Correct.
Based on maturity, age, And the fact that you were the potential custodian in that house, or one of them. So when you say it will never happen again, those are some of the reasons that are concerning to us when you say it won't happen again, because you don't appear to have resolved that. You did the short-term sex offender treatment program, and you were able to identify some risk factors, some cognitive distortions. What does that mean for you in relation to your charges? How did you distort what was in your mind? How did you feel you were justifying it?
I didn't feel justified, and I don't feel justified. What I did was wrong. What I did was not something that a person of that authority or that respect in a family situation or in a I don't know how you call that, parental figure should be doing. When I heard what happened to my child with the spoon in her mouth or whatever, I don't know if you know the situation with that. I was beyond livid and thought about my situation and what happened, and just swore that whatever I will never let that situation come again. Number one, I need to be out there for my child because she was not taken care of, or properly taken care of, I should say.
Maybe y'all can help me out with this. What kills me is they always talk about their kids. How the hell are they gonna be around their kids if they're registered Chester?
What's crazy is sometimes the weird part is they don't even touch their own kids; they touch other people's children.
Right, but I'm saying if you have a restraint, if you're a registered guy, that means all kids, isn't it? Or is there? Have you seen where there be exceptions?
It depends on the law and the way you're charged, how they set it up. But I will tell you something. He said three key things here. About 15 minutes ago, 10 to 15 minutes ago, he said, I don't get up in the morning or set my day to go do something.
Yes.
And that went over people's head. I heard it because I'm taking down notes. I'm listening to him, right? Because I've sat in rooms in our training, and I listen to this kind of stuff. He said when he made that statement, I don't get up in the morning or set up, that lets me know that he has a struggle within himself. Part of him knows that it's wrong, but it's something else inside of there that's making him do it that he can't stop from doing it. And that's why he said that the second part is he said something that goes along with what I'm saying is when he said the mom, he put the onus on the mom for not protecting the child, basically against him, from him, because he can't even protect himself. He can't protect himself from himself. That's why he's telling you. So he's not going to come out and just say it, but he's saying it in the way that he's explaining. He's not even trying to get out on parole. Listen to him.
No, that's why I said he ain't trying to get out.
He said, I don't get up in the morning like this. So now when you're doing an assessment, when he says, I don't get up in the morning like this, but his actions is contrary to what he's saying, that right there lets you know that this guy's dangerous. Because even when he say no, it's something else saying yes.
Yep. That's a fact. No, that's deep. That's a good analogy how you broke that down. No, that's deep.
I don't do drugs, which makes it look bad for me for the fact of the situation that happened. But like I keep telling myself, I was responsible for that, and it should have never happened. Because I'm an adult and I should know better. I should know better than that, to get into that situation, to be more of a father role, so to speak, in the victim. And like I said before,
how you gonna be a father role to the victim?
What I did, and I don't know. I have a daughter out there who loves me to death. she's gonna need to know what I've done, but in due time, I'll tell her that.
Her mother already told her,
Mr.
nigga.
Mitchell,
Yes,
I
ma'am.
think we all appreciate, and I sincerely, we understand that the predicament you find yourself in, being incarcerated and your daughter needing you to be back with her in the community. We do not have any information about that, just what you have told the parole officer, and we don't want to go into that at this break today, for her privacy and for yours. But I guess what concerns us primarily today is whether or not you're suitable to release to the community. And I appreciate that in terms of risk, you assess low.
Oh, also, that's what I wanted to bring up. His assessment when he went in there, based off of this, that's the reason why he got up for parole, because he's a low risk. That's what's crazy. I don't get it. But he's considered a low risk offender.
Yeah, and you see, they say he assessed low, but until he got in the room and they can hear him talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fact.
So now he's actually worse than the other guy.
I know. That's why I play.
What makes an inmate high risk or low risk? You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's true. It depends. Like he said, assessment where he talking to him. Like you say, he's learned to play the con game. And like I said to him, like George said, he don't see nothing wrong. So he's just speaking. He's not irate. He's not upset. He doesn't have any emotion because in his mind, he doesn't feel like he did anything wrong. He's fighting, like George said, he's fighting the fact of why am I really here?
Low risk is for people that like your risk get higher. Like if you got like an armed robbery or a body or something like that. Now, if he was the type of guy that was, like beating somebody down, I don't know his situation, but obviously, he got caught doing his situation with that little girl. But if he was a person that snatched somebody off the streets or something like that, and did it on that type of time, then they would have made his higher risk. But these type of guys in particular,
or
when they be
serial pedophile or serial pedophile,
but you got to remember he's been incarcerated for some time now. So what happens is when he comes into the parole board as a low risk, more than likely he went through the programs and he went through the assessment.
True.
He's been in programs in prison, and it lowered his risk because he passed certain tests where they deemed that he would be able to go in front of this parole board on low risk, and they put the doctors put the recommendations in. But what happens is it's a difference when you're nervous and you on that hot seat. That's why I said with him, you can look at him in his assessment. In his assessment, when he's pressed, he might be dealing with multi-personality disorder.
Yeah.
Clearly, there's something else that when it happened, he's like, why did you do this? I guarantee you he got like you can see it. That's why he's making a stick, because he's who will be on parole board saying they locked up for something like that, saying, well, the mother should have protected him more. That's not normal. But that's what he's saying is that's code word for him saying the mother should protect him against me because I'm the culprit.
That's right.
I'm the culprit. That's all that means. So if I'm doing a general assessment, I'm gonna turn around to my colleague, my partner, and say, no, he's not ready. We got to put him on extensive watch.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Right.
No, you're right about that. You're right. We're gonna play a little bit more of this, and then we're gonna get out of here.
What concerns me again, and I keep using that word concerns because you have to think about public safety, is that your risk factors are criminal attitudes and criminal behaviors. And when we review your interview with the parole officer and the evaluations and your summary, I'm not certain that those risk factors have been addressed satisfactorily to give us enough information to find you suitable for parole today. What was the most significant thing you got from the short-term sex offender treatment program? What do you think sticks with you the most?
Look at his face. Just look at his facial expression.
The fact that a person with the authority that I had and over a child should never even be considering or thinking about that, or even should be playing a parent role. should
How
be
about you?
keep
How
them
about
from
you a
harm,
monster?
which is not what I
This is
did.
the other side of it, bro. It's the other
To
side.
keep them safe,
Yep.
to keep them on the right path for them to grow up and be a successful adult. Like for my child, I want her to grow up and be what she wants to be and be, a doctor, a lawyer, whatever it is she wants to
Referring
be.
back to his daughter.
But she's got issues right now with what's going on with her.
Okay, I know, but right now we're focused on you.
Right.
Because even if you get back in the community, that's still something that has to be worked out. So the focus is on you today. Can you tell me what you think the long-term effects of the sexual assault on the victim are?
Let's see his answer.
She's going to think about it a long time. She's going to be very hurt. She's going to be questioning anybody that is in that authority figure, whether she's going to be abused, she's going to be, ever like put that situation again. Her mentality is probably going to be questioned.
He freestyling now. That nigga freestyling like a bug.
She's gonna suffer.
Do you feel like the treatment program was beneficial at all?
Yes, I do.
Why?
I believe it was beneficial because I see the wrong in what I did. I see that in that authority figure, I should have never ever considered or thought about any of that. That being in that,
I wish I was in that room.
Me too. Me too, bro.
But yo, I think
you
can be dumb and still know what he did.
Over the course of the course of several years, during that time frame, did you ever step back and ask yourself what was wrong about this situation and what you could do to change it?
Once, yes.
Oh, damn.
Once, yes.
No, that's important. It's important. I'm telling you,
okay.
That's important that he did that.
Now you still
So that's
have a
almost
number
like
of
a breakthrough.
programs on your OAP. One is Voices, which talks
Nobody
about.
ever told me.
Okay.
They only said the sex treatment.
Yeah, well, that's
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you.
There we go.
Go ahead.
I'm just saying the sex offender treatment program is probably at the top of the priority list in terms of programs. That's the program they generally want you to try and complete before you come before the board, right? Other programs like the Voices program, for example, that provides you with a little bit more insight, gives you something to think about in terms of the impact on the victims in the community and your victims, and as it affects the community as a whole. So that is an important program also to be considered. And then, there was a hope that you might be able to work a little bit on your education or maybe find a job in the facility. Have you worked at all since you've been there?
Since I've been incarcerated down 4 years, I gave 2 years in the kitchen in BCC in Bridgeport County.
Okay.
And I applied when I got to McDougal for a job, and I applied for it here when I got here.
And you were not working while you were in the community, is that correct?
I was working until COVID hit. And then they started stopping people from going to the restaurants and stuff like that.
Well, your
Pause.
Yes, I was working.
All right, hold on. Go ahead, King.
There was a lot of pedophile and work release program in prison around regular people.
Yeah. Yep.
Man.
But look, King, he didn't even pass he didn't even take the program, the child offenders program before he even went in front of the parole board. What the hell is going on here? That's like, what the hell? What state is this? But just think about it. See, the sad part about this case is,
it sounds like it's still Connecticut too.
Yeah, but think about it. Think about it, y'all. The sad part about this case, when they asked him about right and wrong, I believe him to be very sincere in what he's saying. The problem is he's dealing with voices and double personality. Part of him is sincere, but there's another part of him that they'd have gave him the proper assessment, they would have known that he deals with psychological issues. That's why they put a lot of those sex offenders on them drugs, because they hear voices, they got all kinds of stuff going on inside their mind.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, how did he pass the program? You don't
That's
sound
what
like
I'm saying. So when he says but when you deal with people like that, right? It's kind of like a murderer too. They say they hear voices. When they're not hearing those voices, they're a regular normal person. They believe, they sincere, they telling the truth. But when the other part come out, that demon that's on the inside of them, they become something else.
Facts.
They become something else, and he has it. It's there. It's not just in him; it's in serial killers as well. You ever hear serial killers say, "Man, I didn't want to murder today, but she had that perfume on, or she wore that dress, or he did this," and now next thing you know, they just went crazy.
Yeah, they got triggers.
Yeah.
They want to just kill you.
Yeah,
that's true shit. That's true.
This shit is real. So when you see him talking, that's why he going from one extreme to the next. He can say in one vein, he talk about his daughter, and he may be very well sincere, but then he talk about, well, the mom should have protected the kids. But when I'm listening, I know what that means, because you got to remember, who would they be protecting them from? It's him.
From him. He the monster.
But he doesn't see that monster on the inside of him as him. That's the problem.
Right. That's real talk. Let's keep going. I like this.
I had jobs.
All right, Mr. Mitchell, thank you for answering my questions. I have nothing to add, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Mitchell, I often look at these things and I try to figure out why. And sometimes there's substance use involved, but that's not the case there. What made it okay? And just add to that, Board Member Smith Palmieri just said it happened over many years. Have you ever thought about what you were doing with a clear head, which you had? You thought about it once? So trying to figure out, 56 years old.
Damn.
What made it okay to do?
Nothing made it okay to do.
So then
it was wrong. It was wrong. I didn't think about, I guess, the consequence of my reactions, about my actions. Sorry. The mother and I were going through a bunch of stuff, some things in our relationship, and we were.
But you didn't think about leaving that relationship and going to get another adult relationship? You thought about having sex with a kid?
I thought we could work it out, but I guess now that I look back at it, I should have left. And to have sex with a child was not my first intention. I was trying to work out the relationship with the mother. And again, like I said, I'm heartfully sorry for what I did. Not to excuse the situation, not to excuse what I've done. But I should have just left the whole situation and I let emotions get the better of me. And it's not an excuse. I don't know.
He said, I don't know.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I don't have any.
Mr. Mitchell.
Yes, ma'am.
I didn't hear you accept responsibility for what you did. You say different things like you're trying to work out a relationship with the mother while you're having a sexual relationship with her young daughter. Then you were blaming the victim. You completed the short-term sex offender program and said you learned to make better choices that would not get you into situations that put you in incarceration. You were then asked what would be a high risk for you in the community, and you said everything is a high risk. So you have no support in the community, and you are not working. But when I read, it said from the period of 2018 to 2020, you had employment at 11 restaurants.
Oh, damn.
So you kept going from place to place, and I don't understand why. But you said you were donating your time to local charity. What charity?
There was a place in Fair in New Haven area down there that was feeding, getting food in. It was a house, and they were feeding the community. So they were cooking breakfast and allowing them to come to the yard, feeding them breakfast, doing sandwiches, stuff like that. So I was cooking inside for them, helping them do their house and whatever, you know, go through the tent city that they had, and helping them do what we needed to do for that, for people who were homeless, stuff like that. Taking in clothes and helping them sort them out so they can give them to the people in the community. Just basically helping their whatever they were doing. I guess they're basically an organized community, nonprofit, I'm assuming. And they were serving breakfast and lunch, and they were doing like giving out clothes and stuff like that. I was giving them time. I was there every day.
So, Mr. Mitchell, my concern here is, and if I said 37, you were what, 49 years old or 48 years old? And the victim was 13, and it went on for a couple of years, and you only thought of it once.
Damn.
I don't think you have a good feel for exactly the impact to the victim. And I think you need to take some more programs and maybe revisit some of the things that you said you learned in the short-term sex offender program. Okay? And I think your concerns for your daughter is admirable, but I'm also concerned about her living with you. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So I don't really have any questions, so we're going to deliberate now, and you cannot say anything. Okay? Thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am.
Get that nigga back in the cell.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Wasting the parole
With
board's
respect
time.
to
and
Mr.
shit.
Mitchell, you know, I think
Right.
we all seem like we're on the same page. I told Mr. Mitchell it's very concerning that he completed the program, yet came in and proceeded to say how it was the victim's fault. The victim was pursuing him. It's an offense that took place over many years. As you said, he gave it one time. He thought about it being wrong. Mr. Mitchell has done the program we wanted him to take, but it doesn't appear that he's gained anything from his participation in it. I do feel I hear his concern about his daughter. But in terms of suitability to be in the community and public safety, I appreciate that he scores low. However, at this point, I don't think that Mr. Mitchell has proven himself, or at least through today's interview, to be suitable to be in the community.
Mr. Pete?
I agree with board member Smith.
I mean, you didn't even talk about, Mr. Mitchell didn't even mention the victim until I brought it up. I appreciate that he's a little preoccupied with his daughter, but
I don't know if the case is that
Billy Ross is most definitely.
It's the long-term program in Voices and see you in a while. But hopes that maybe programming can help or not. But very definitely, if we have to coax out what's wrong, obviously what you just said about programming is
it's unfortunate.
It's right in the right place. You know, it's a good assessment. So I don't know. What do you think?
I think I said to Mr. Mitchell that I don't think he benefited much from the short-term sex offender program. He needs to take additional programs and go back and revisit either the short-term or the long-term, whichever is appropriate. But for me, I haven't denied, and I do not have him coming back.
I don't have to cover back either.
Okay.
There y'all have it, brother. So I know, like I said again, and George, salute to George, man. George dropped some gems. We all did. It's just sad, bro, when we talk about our culture in this hood and you got those type of people, somebody uncle or somebody you not knowing because you don't know, because they're not telling them. Like when she said, did you go out? Does the community know? A lot of them be lying. Community don't know that. We don't know that, man. Who in the world would allow? Ain't nobody in the community would allow anybody to come back. You know what I'm saying? We don't even really like the whole rat situation. So imagine a Chester. Like, come on, bro. Like, that's the thing that I'm going to start bringing a lot of these parole things so y'all can see it. Hell, you might come across somebody you know that's getting out. There's a bunch of them out there with them dudes, man. And some of them, they let them out. Because one dude said, one guy said one time said, man, the criminal system is messed up. Because the guy was up on parole 12, it was 9 months before he was to be released. So they told him to get on a program where the program lasted a year. So like they said, if he don't take the program, nothing they can do about it. That's why they told him, well, we'll give you parole. And his dummy took parole. If he was smart, he would have just laid there and would have came out and nobody would have known nothing. But now that parole makes them mandatory where they have to go and take these classes, bro. Other than that, those classes last a year. It's like probation. You get called weed and have to do the preventative to by way of the, if you got caught with a charge or something like that. You know what I'm saying? First time charge. So what they doing is they putting them back out there, bro. And we got to know what they look like. We can't tell by character. Like he said, a lot of us, like George knows how to look at it. But hell, to me, dude just like an old weird ass dude. But the whole time he inside his house plotting on kids down the street from his crib.
Yeah, man.
It's crazy, man. Crazy. So I appreciate all you brothers coming on here, man, saluting, support, man. I really appreciate y'all as men coming on here.
Salute,
yeah,
guys.
Yeah, and we taking accountability on our own culture. We're saying we're accountable for these sick people out here, and we just gonna expose them, and we're gonna keep on exposing them.
Facts.
Feel me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So anybody want to say anything before we get out of here?
Yeah, I think that the mandatory should be at least 2 years or 3 years for these cats. You know what I'm saying?
No, well, hell no. Mandatory should be 20 years for these niggas, man.
Yeah, at least 20.
But you told me that they do like what, 18 months
Yeah,
Yeah, a lot of
I'm
times they
talking
do
about.
like 8 years. They do like a lot of them. They do 8, 10, unless they're habitual serial essayer. Now then, that's when they take it.
They do like a year to 18 months, bro.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like that shit got to change.
Mandatory still should be
And
20.
they give them minimum security prisons to do their time.
Yeah, they be in the in a PCR, the PCR, bro.
yeah.
They be
They
chilling.
in there with all the
Exactly.
transitions and the snitches and all them and the
Yeah.
Chesters. They all hang together there.
Yeah,
Bro.
that's because it all boiled
Protecting
down
them.
to it all boiled down to the simple fact that it's all about money, bro. They not sending them to jail. They know they can't change them. So what they do is when they do these programs and all this stuff, we gotta remember, bro, all that stuff is what we paying out of these tax dollars. So they go to these nutty programs and all of that. And
Yeah.
them programs be nutty, bro. Like any type of program they give you in jail, that's why it's like you can hear somebody
Thank you,
say they
Monique.
went to jail and got certified for 60 things. But when they come home, they can't even get a job in
Thanks,
none of them
Monique.
lanes. You dig what I'm saying? So
Facts.
it's all
Facts.
like a money move. You got the victim that gotta go through programs that the government provide. Like
Facts.
it's all a money move, man, and
It's a
it's very
scheme.
unfortunate. But kid, them guys should definitely be in regular population. Yeah, I mean max side, but them the type of old heads like y'all said, they be in PC. They be acting like they regular people, walk around with their Bibles all day and all of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like
right.
they
Facts.
you know what I'm
Real
saying?
talk, man.
And Chesters.
And also,
Messed
man,
up.
to let everybody know, I was going to do it today, but it is coming up. I have a special interview I got coming up, starring the hood blogger and his story about, what he went through. Also dedicated, we're going to dedicate this to his sister, R.I.P.
Bless.
Angel. We're dedicating this where I want to be able to talk to him, tell me what inspired him to do what he do. Also, again, him
Word.
being a father and being accountable as a man and doing what he's supposed to do to stand on his 10 toes, even though the situation he went through as a child, he never held that against nobody else. He said, I'm gonna make a change. So again, I want everybody to know.
Word up.
And I
Hold
appreciate
up. And we gonna tag and her blog, and we gonna tag team your ass because I'm coming there too, just for it.
Yeah.
Ah, shit.
and
That's what's up.
and I appreciate you, Cross, man. It's an honor and a privilege, and
Yes,
also
sir.
born. Thank y'all, man. It really means a lot to me. You
Oh
dig what
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying?
We was gonna do it today for everybody, but I want to do it right. I told him I ain't want to do it at last minute, so I want to put it together. I want him to tell his story. A lot of times, us as content creators, and we're busy being friends. We talk offline. We all have the same story, but it's good to give somebody else their roses. There's a great
Facts.
content creator, like I told him. Everything from OBH to Mikey T to this person, Hood has touched every one of those people, pause, and it infected them as far as them having to give the respect of a content creator. So I want to give him his shout outs because it's well deserved. And then King's coming. Definitely got Chris John. And I'm gonna start doing us, Mac. We're gonna start doing that, bro, because I think people don't know what Chris John, Bobby Walmack, they don't understand. He come from good lineage of music creating and things of that nature, where he saw things coming up with his family where most people wouldn't see in the real world. So and the grind that he has to be able to get these people, these famous people, and have them on his album, and they're it tells a lot about the character of men, and we got to start giving the positive credit to people instead of just always dwelling the light on the ones we just saw today. So that's my thing I wanted to say. You feel me?
Man, fire. Yeah.
Word
I just
up,
wanted to
word
touch
up.
up on too with Chris John, man. Definitely, see that got to stay protected, man, because we don't get that unique music that that we that you know what I'm saying. It's a
That's
real
right.
story, and you can really feel it because we see the direction that the music had went in. No disrespect to the youngins, but yeah, I mean definitely salute Chris John and what he's doing,
Real
man.
rap.
Yeah,
Real
man.
rap.
Hey, yo, I want to say this real quick. Oh, go ahead, Chris Shaw.
Nah, much respect, man. Y'all know I love y'all brothers, man.
Yes, sir.
Man, much respect
You
to
already know.
everybody, man, for that, man. I appreciate y'all, yo.
What up, cuz? What up, blood? What up, cuz? What up, gangsters? Peace to the 5% Nation of guys. I ain't a blood or a crip, but I'm doing my own thing. It's the King of New Jersey. Here with Cross, Chris John TV, the Hood Blogger. We got the Mac Mizzle Show in the building. And yo, we doing this shit on a Sunday. And you know, I feel kind of good tonight. I might have to toss some shit up tonight and talk slick later on. So yo, I'm gonna work tomorrow. So we're gonna do it like we do, like I said.
Oh yeah, and look forward for us tomorrow too as well. Me and Bourne, we're gonna do a couple shows tomorrow. Y'all be checking and hit the notification. We're gonna go back and forth. We're gonna turn it up for the winter time. So again, salute to all you kings and queens that are in touch. The panel has blessed the like button. Please hit the notification. Share it, share it, share it. Get the message out there that it's about time. Like Chris John said, 2025 is that time. You feel me? So we got 327 people that's watching me. Whether you hating or loving me, it don't really matter.
Make sure you 327 people come and subscribe to my channel.
Yeah, subscribe to my guy.
What's great?
Subscribe to the Mac Mizzle. Subscribe to the Hood Blogger. We're gonna start doing this, man, and getting these panels, especially on the weekend, because I know these brothers be free on the weekend. So at least one weekend, we're gonna all be able to get on the panel and start doing that, so we can all do a recap and chop it up. You feel what I'm saying? So again, salute to everybody.